Good evening, everyone. I'm Bette McCarthy. I'm chair of the Old Kings Highway Committee, and I'd like to welcome you all to the meeting this evening. I'd like to call the meeting to order, and to all persons deemed interested or affected by the Town of Barnstable Old Kings Highway Historic District Act under Section 9, Chapter 470, Acts of 1973 as amended. You are hereby notified that a hearing will be held tonight on the applications listed on the agenda for Wednesday, February 8th, 2023. We'd like to remind all applicants and the audience members that we are elected volunteer committee, and we follow the guidelines of the Town of Barnstable Old Kings Highway Historic District Act. Any applicant or interested party who's aggrieved by the decision of this committee has the right to appeal the decision to the Old Kings Highway Regional Historic District Commission. We ask that during the evening's proceedings, cell phones be turned off and all conversations other than those before the committee take place outside of the remote meeting. When an application is called, we ask the applicant and all interested parties and abutters to identify themselves. Lastly, as best practices for the meeting that's held remotely, where we may not be able to visually identify who's speaking, we ask all committee members and participants to identify themselves before speaking or making any motion or comment. Online audience members wishing to participate during the public comment section of the hearing can use the raised hand button to notify the chair. The dial-in audience members wishing to participate during the public comment of the section of the hearing should press *9 on their phone and notify the chair. All participants will be muted. You must be recognized by the chair to participate. So our first order of business tonight will be to take roll call attendance of the committee. So I'd like to do that. George Jessup. All right, I guess George is not present tonight. Leslie Wallace.
Here.
Thank you. Ryan, I think Ryan checked out. He was here, but he was not needed since we had a quorum. Wendy.
Here.
And myself. All right. We will then proceed with the first application, and that is Virginia Barnes, 280 Main Street, West Barnstable, map 134, parcel 009/001, built 1986. 10 new construction windows to replace 10 existing windows, including historic PVC exterior trim. No change will be made to the rough openings. Exterior color will remain white. Double hung windows will be 6/6 /. Is the owner or their representative present?
Present.
Okay. Would you like to describe the project, please?
Yeah, absolutely. So we are looking at Virginia Barnes's home. It's going to be 10 new construction windows, as you stated. The exterior color will be white. There will be simulated divided light grills for the true historic look. We'll have 8 double hungs to replace existing double hungs and 2 awnings to replace existing awnings. The 2 awnings are too small naturally for a overlook, so it's a 6 light pattern on the awnings. And that image on the screen is a drawing of the lifestyle double hung that's proposed.
Okay. Any committee have Any comments? Leslie, would you like to comment on this project?
I think it's fine. Really basically the same. And I like the white. I think it looks good. I like the 6/6, so it's good with me.
Okay, thank you. Wendy, what are your comments regarding this?
Yeah, I agree with Leslie. So currently, is it a 9/6 and then you're going to 6/6? Is that right?
Correct. And specifically when we were looking through that, going to the cottage style, it's a custom split cottage style to get the 9/6, which puts it, believe it or not, tens of thousands of dollars more expensive. So we went to the 6/6 look.
Okay. Yeah, I think it'll look fine. You know, it blends in well with the, you know, historic nature of Route 6A. So I don't have any concerns.
Thank you.
I have a question regarding the grills
Sure.
for the windows facing 6A. Are those grills on the exterior?
They will be on the exterior. The bonded
Okay.
exterior grills to kind of mimic
Oh.
the historic look.
Great. All right. That's terrific. Okay. I don't have any more comments. Is there any member of the public in the waiting room?
Chair, this is Kate Maldonado. I'm not seeing any members of the public raising their hand at this time.
Okay, well then, I'd like to ask for a motion regarding this application.
Sure. This is Wendy Shuck, and I move to approve the certificate of appropriateness for Virginia Barnes, 280 Main Street, West Barnstable, map 134, parcel 009/001, built 1986. 10 new construction windows to replace 10 existing windows, include historic PVC exterior trim. No change will be made to rough openings. Exterior color will remain white. Double hung windows will be 6/6 equal sash as submitted.
And may we have a second?
Leslie Wallace, I'll second.
All right, and roll call vote. Leslie Wallace,
Aye.
Wendy Shuck,
Aye.
and Bette McCarthy, aye. So the project is approved as
Thank you very
submitted.
much.
Okay,
Thank you.
all right. Our next project is for Letitia and Robert Fournier, 371 Marston's Lane, Barnstable, map 349, parcel 099, built 1984 to construct a 12/16 vinyl Grand Victorian cottage with a shed dormer. Is the owner or their representative present to discuss this project?
Bob Fournier present. My wife is over here, but I'm just turning the camera toward me because it's a little awkward to try to do it to both of us.
Okay,
And by the way, may I make a correction to the title in the on the sheet? The wife and I have a marriage of almost 50 years, and so far there's no reason for me to be kicked out and to be placed into a cottage. So it's not a cottage that's being asked for. It's a 12/16 shed for the backyard.
Okay.
okay,
Just
So
to
we'll-
make a correction, and of course, with a sense of humor, please.
all righty. All right, we will change that terminology. Would you like to discuss the rest of the project then?
Yes. First of all, we're privileged to have this lot. It used to be my parents, and since they both deceased, it's been bequeathed to us. Wife and I had lived in Sandwich, where I had a 12/12 shed, which was slightly smaller than what we needed to put our storage for our patio and our garden equipment, and for me to put a table in there so I can do odds and ends. And now with our grandchildren, hopefully in the summertime, so they can do a little bit of arts and crafts away from the house where there's no smell of paint or glue or whatever. The challenge for us here was we have a corner lot. Oh, I should say that I feel a very special connection for the Kings Highway because my parents, my mother's side is of Finnish ancestry, having immigrated through Ellis Island to West Barnstable and then settling in the Exit 5 area, which, by the way, used to be called Finntown, which you may be familiar with. Because there was a significant Finnish population there. So anyways, we have a sense of stewardship a bit with the land where we are. We did in Sandwich and we did here. So the challenge here was a corner lot. How do you place a shed on a corner lot when if I go take my hand up and step outside anywhere on my lot, it can be seen. It's challenging. So we tried to organize and put it in the backyard. So ultimately, when we put shrubberies and bush around it, it would fit in. And if you notice sort of the dormer space, there's windows because we wanted some light. There's going to be no electricity or utilities there. So what we wanted was some light so we can see in it. When the 12 by 12 we had in Sandwich, it had one window, but it get pretty dark in there.
Okay,
I'm not an expert. I did build my 12 by 12. I'm a therapist. I do work with trauma and suicide. So that's not my specialty building, at least building in terms of structures. So I'm relying on Reed's Ferry to build it. And I sent in all the materials and the plan, and they have a beautiful design here that I feel would fit in well in the community. The vinyl, by the way, the vinyl siding, which may be different than some of the places. It'd be different than what I would want if I were on 6A. But the vinyl fits the color of the house. It's like an olive color, and we have vinyl on the house. So I think it fits in beautifully into the community. I think it would fit in really nice and add to the neighborhood. Yet I don't want a shed where, like I see with some of the littler ones, and they're nice ones in the area, but some of the little ones, they got the tractors on the outside and the wheelbarrow, got more on the outside than the inside. And I didn't want that.
okay. Well,
I'll
thank you
shut up
very
now.
much.
That's about as much as I think I can say off the top of my head.
Okay. Leslie, would you like to comment on this project?
Yeah, I would. What does your house look like? This is in keeping with the architecture of your house?
Yeah, the house is an elongated ranch.
Okay. All right.
And the shed is in the back of it, which, you know, from the front of the house, it's hard because the ground goes up in the back, but from the front of the
Yeah.
house, I don't think you'd see the shed at all, but it's a corner lot. It's a corner lot. So with a corner lot, you can go almost anywhere, somewhere on a road, you're going to see something.
Well, the side, whatever that street was, I can't remember the side, you'd see it, but that's beside the point. I love the cottage shed. It's very cute. As long as it goes with the house, because I couldn't see what the house looked like. I'm all right with it. And I have a horse barn, 12 by 20. It really isn't all that big, so I
I
don't think
agree.
the size is all that big. It's good with me. Thanks, Robert.
Thank you so much
Okay.
for your comment.
All right. Wendy, would you like to comment on the project?
Yeah, just a couple of questions. So the picture of the shed, so the vinyl siding, it looks like clapboard. So what we see in the picture is what it looks like,
Yes,
the siding, okay.
it's
And you
going to
said
look as is in the picture.
yes, okay. And the color you said is like, is it olive? Is that what you said?
You know, I got it here, but I don't think you can see it. Can you see in the corner?
Yep,
Yeah,
That's what it is.
okay.
It's an olive. It's
Okay.
a little lighter than the green of the house, but you know something, because the backyard, you have a lot of scrub pines and scrub oaks, the green, it's gonna really look beautiful in there. It's gonna kind of, I think it's gonna kind of just fit right in.
Yeah. And one last question. So you mentioned that you might do some plantings around the shed. Can you tell us a little bit about what you had in mind there?
Well, closer to the road, we'll probably have some larger plants. Now, I'm not an expert on plants, but we're gonna have some larger ones near the closer to the road. I know we had azaleas in Sandwich where they were beautiful, so we'll probably plant, but they're a little bit smaller. They'll probably only go up to 18 inches or something closer. But the larger ones to give us a little bit of privacy near the road.
Okay, great. Yes, I think that the shed is in keeping with the style of the homes in the neighborhood. From what you described, I do think that the color of the shed and will look nice with your house. So I am okay with it.
Thank you.
Okay. My comments are, you have a little stone wall there. Is the cottage shed going to be above that, or is it going to be at the same level as the house?
It's above it.
It's above, okay. And then with the vegetation, you're going to screen it out a little bit, and I think that would be a great addition to it. So
I do.
along with the comments for the rest of the committee, I'm okay with this project, and I think it will blend in very well in the neighborhood. So are there any public comments? Are there any people in the waiting room to discuss this?
Chair, this is Kate Maldonado. I'm not seeing any members of the public raising their hand at this time.
Okay, then may we have a motion regarding the acceptance of this?
Sure, this is Wendy Shuck, and I move to approve the certificate of appropriateness for Robert and Letitia Fournier, 371 Marston's Lane, Barnstable, Mass. Map 349, parcel 009, built 1984, construct a 12 by 16 shed dormer as submitted.
All right. And may we have a roll call vote then? Leslie Wallace?
Chair, sorry, point of
Oh,
order.
sorry.
I don't believe I heard a second on the motion.
I was just gonna do it. Leslie
Oh, we need a
Wallace.
second?
I
Yes,
second.
sorry.
Yeah.
May I have a second for this motion?
Leslie Wallace, I second.
All right. And may we have a roll call vote then? Leslie Wallace,
Aye.
Wendy Shuck,
Aye.
and Bette McCarthy, aye. Thank you very much and good luck with your project.
Thank you. Can you tell me what the next step is? Do you send a permit or what happens?
I believe you will get a notice regarding the approval.
Okay, thank you very much, everybody.
Sir,
Hi,
Good night.
Letitia. We didn't get to see you.
Take
Robert.
care.
Robert, you will also, you will have to have a shed registration through the building department. You can do that right online. Or if you have any issues, just call the main number and the staff can help you.
I already submitted that.
All right, then you should be all set.
Okay, thank you. Take care, everybody. Have a good night.
Bye.
All right, very good. All right, our next project is for Jean Marie and J. Scott Barbarian, 11 Medina Drive, Barnstable, map 355, parcel 014, built 1983, to replace all the windows and the entry door with new. Is the owner or their representative present to discuss this?
We're both here. Peacock, I am the builder. Can you hear me?
Yes, all right.
And the Barbarians, I see them here as well.
All right.
Yeah, so we're basically, we're taking, basically replacing all the windows. They're all, house was built in 1984, just looking for a little better insulation value. And the big thing is the change. They're now currently, there's some cottage style windows and some 8/8s. And we're going to a 6/1 for, I think that's in there. So right there, 6/1 window, and they are the true divided, to give it you can actually see the sash, the buttons, the grills are applied to the glass. So that, so they look like the true divided lights. I know that's usually pretty important.
Okay. And what about the door?
Yeah, there, I believe you guys can jump in, but there is a color going on the door that's showing a wood door. I think that I don't have it in front of me, but I believe the doors will be painted.
You know, the color?
I don't. Gene and Scott, are you there?
Yes, we
Yes.
were trying to unmute, sorry.
Okay,
We're gonna be doing another project. We just bought the house 2 months ago. We're gonna be doing another project in the yard with a shed. So we hadn't chosen any exterior colors yet, and we would apply for those at the time. But right now, it's either just going to be white or the current green until we apply for a new certificate of appropriateness.
All right. Very good. May we have comments from the committee then? Leslie Wallace, would you like to discuss this?
Everything looks all right now. Because you're having different sizes of windows, the panes, 2/6, and are the ones like in the front all uniform?
yes, they'll
Okay.
all be 6/1.
So, okay,
All of the new
Yeah.
windows will be uniform, yeah.
okay, all right. Well, that's what I wanted to know. That it's fine with me.
Okay.
Okay. Wendy, what are your comments?
Yep, just a couple questions. So, what will the bay window look like? There's a big bay window up front?
Yeah, that's in the backyard.
Oh, okay.
So I believe the last time we talked, we were gonna go, the windows on the outside of the bay, they call them the flankers, are basically 24-inch. I think we're gonna go to just a hair bigger so we can get a little more air. And the center picture window, if you want to call it, will have no grills. It's very busy. I know that was
Yeah,
1984, but the beautiful backyard, and it's just all you see is grills. So the windows on either side will be a hair bigger. I think we're going to go to about a 30-inch possibly. So that center picture window will have no grills.
okay. And will the windows, are they black?
No, white,
Oh, they're
white
white, okay.
correct?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought I saw black on there. Okay. Good. That's all I had. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, I think the project and the windows are fitting for the property, the neighborhood. It's in a very remote area, but I think it will upgrade the home very nicely. So
Thank you.
do we have any public comments? Is there anybody in the waiting room to discuss this?
Chair, this is Kate Maldonado. I am not seeing any members of the public raising their hand at this time.
All right, very good. So may we have a motion to approve this project?
Sure, this is Wendy Shuck, and I move to approve the certificate of appropriateness for Jean Marie and J. Scott Barbarian, 11 Medina Drive, Barnstable, map 355, parcel 014, built 1983, to replace all windows and entry doors with new, as submitted.
And may we have a second
Leslie Wallace, I'll second.
and a roll call vote? Leslie Wallace,
Aye.
Wendy Shuck,
Aye.
and Bette McCarthy, aye. So the project is approved as submitted.
Thank you very much. Have a great
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. Good luck. Enjoy your
Okay.
new home.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
For
I'm
minor
yes.
modifications, I don't believe there are any for this evening. Extensions, I don't think there are any extensions for the evening. And the next item would be to approve the minutes of January 25th. Were there any corrections regarding the minutes?
I didn't have any.
I didn't either.
One thing I noticed was on George Street, there's the wrong list of approvals.
Oh,
Okay, I can get that fixed. I think I had Ryan in there and he wasn't here.
Right,
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, so I'll
Okay.
make sure that's
Right.
fixed.
yeah. Good catch.
Okay.
Yep.
so those will be corrected. Good, thank you.
No problem.
All right. Being no further business for this evening, may we have a motion to adjourn the meeting? Yes?
That,
Okay.
Larissa, can we have a motion to approve the minutes with that amendment, or
yes.
do you want to approve them at the next meeting? We could
No.
do either.
Very good, thank you. May we have a motion to approve the minutes?
Sure. This is Wendy Shuck, and I move to approve the minutes from the Wednesday, January, is that right? Yes, January 25th meeting as submitted with the exception of the roll call vote for the George Street project.
All right,
Otherwise as submitted.
all right, thank you. And a second for that?
Leslie Wallace, I'll second.
All right, a roll call vote. Leslie Wallace,
Aye.
Wendy Shuck,
Aye.
and Bette McCarthy, aye. Then being no further business, I think we can call for adjournment. May we have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Sure, this is Wendy Shuck, and I move to adjourn today's meeting, Wednesday, February 8th, 2023.
And all in favor?
Aye.
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 All right. Thank you all. Our next meeting will be February 22nd. And have a good evening, everyone, and thank you very much.
Thank
Appreciate it.
you.